Hi, I'm Dr. Attitude. Check it out. Can you believe it? I've been digitized to help you take charge of your life. Now here's an opportunity for you to have success in every aspect of your life. Home, work, school. It all starts with having a super fantastic attitude. The doctor is in the house.
On December 12, 1955, God gave the world a gift. His parents named him Keith Douglas Harrell. Born in Seattle, Washington, Keith grew up to become a hometown hero, top salesman, marketing executive, and world-renowned motivational speaker. Growing up, Keith had a reputation for being positive and focused. He learned early on to dream big dreams, set goals, and go after them with his heart. With a love for basketball, an 11-year-old Keith would go to the local recreational center in the early hours of the day to practice. His relentless efforts paid off. At 16 years old and 6'7" tall, Keith moved so smoothly and handled the ball with such ease that fans nicknamed him Silk. Leading the way, his Garfield High School basketball team, the Super Dogs, won the Class 4A, then AAA state championship of the 1973-1974 season, for which Keith and teammates were inducted into the Hall of Fame in 2009. Keith is among the basketball legends of Garfield High. His number 33 jersey is retired and hangs today in the rafters of the school's gymnasium. His basketball success continued in college, where he was two-time captain of the Seattle University's basketball team. Keith applied the same tenacity and pursuit of excellence he used to become a basketball legend throughout his life. In his own words and presentations, we'll see a pattern of faith, pursuit of excellence, and positive attitude that yielded the super fantastic achievements for which Keith is well known. In the clips that follow, Keith shares how advice from his father and words of encouragement from his mother helped to shape him into the successful professional we celebrate today.
So when you talk about attitude, really, this is what your vision focuses upon, and you go and you speak to some of the biggest companies in America and in the world. Why is attitude so important for each and everybody's career?
Well, if you think about it, attitude is defined as a feeling, it's a mood, it's a mindset. I'm helping corporate America, I'm helping individuals take hold of the right mindset, to renew their mind. It starts with the renewing of the mind, because our minds, our attitudes impact everything we do. It's our most priceless possession.
Amex, AT&T, Caterpillar, the CIA. I mean, these are all organizations that have brought you in. I believe Coca-Cola and IBM keep bringing you back. You used to work for IBM.
Well, you know, I mean, many are called, but few are chosen. I believe God has blessed me. I'm called to do what I do. I've experienced it for 20 years. I was at IBM when we had the good times. I was also at IBM when we went through the downsides and the re-engineering. So I'm bringing real-life experience, but I'm bringing practical steps, practical applications that allow people not only to improve their productivity at work, but to improve their overall quality of life. You know, my father retired after 32 years as a college professor. Taught me one thing growing up. He said, son, read as much as you can about your passion, about your love. I try to read a book a month on personal improvement, on self-development. If you can visualize a 5-year-old little boy swishing out to his mom's car, I jumped into the back seat. I was so looking forward to going to school. I was just jumping up and down. Any mom and dads in the room, you might remember that special day. My mom turned around, she didn't say a word. She just gave me a big old hug. That's the first moment in my life I realized it's okay to get excited. That was the first program that told me it's okay to have enthusiasm. You see, I may grow old, but I'm never going to let the kid in me die. I'm never going to let the kid die. Now, who's going to go first for Mrs. Peterson? Her eyes looked around that room several times. Her eyes finally locked into mine. And with a big old smile, she bent down and she said, would you go first for Mrs. Peterson? Come on, sweetie, you can do it. Stand up, turn around. I jumped up. I turned around and I said, and I'll never forget Nancy, the girl in the back of the room with the pigtails and the glasses. She jumped up and she said, he can't talk, he stutters, he's having difficulty, Miss Peterson, he needs some assistance. I'll never forget the little boy next to me, his name was Billy. He looked up and said, you're too tall. You're in the wrong room. I'd go home if I were you. I sat down almost as fast as I stood up, and only two things I wanted in my life at that moment. One, I wanted my mom more than anything in the world. Second thing I wanted to hear the other boys and girls say their name. But no one taught me to protect my ear gate. And I just kept repeating all those negative inputs. You're too tall, you can't talk, you're not good enough, you ought to go home. You see, when they went to recess, I talked myself into running home. And we lived about 2 miles away. I had never been that far by myself. But even to this day, I believe it's the fastest I've ever ran in my life. Running up on the porch, my mom was coming out of the house. I ran right into her arms. And if I close my eyes right now, I bet you I can still feel my mom's tight, bare hug. And I remember saying to my mom, Mom, I'm too tall. Mom, I'm not good enough, Mom. I don't fit in the school, Mom. They don't want me in the school. And my mom just squeezed me. And I'll never forget her words. She said, honey, Mommy just hung up for Miss Peterson. Mommy was coming to get you. Mama's got some good news. And as soon as she said good news, it changed my program. I said, Mama's got some good news? She said, Mama's proud of you because you tried. Honey, in life, we're going to have challenges. We're not going to worry. We're going to stay focused. We're going to get you some help. We're going to work hard because Mama can already see it. Get a hold of this. Now, you got to start seeing it because one day, my little baby's going to stand tall. And one day, my little boy is going to say his name as loud and as well as all the other boys and girls. You know, my mother told me this over 36 years ago. I think she was talking about today. I'm going to take a minute to finish something my mother told me one day I'd be able to do. My name is Keith Douglas Harrell. Thanks, Mom.
I normally start my presentation by asking one fundamental question. Which attitude did you bring? But no, I was here at 8 o'clock. I saw the attitude coming in. I saw the spirit. You guys were just coming in. Oh, I'm happy to be in here. I'm happy. That's an attitude of a champion. You see, a champion knows you have to be on all the time. It's called 24/7. You can't drag in hoping to go up with a bad attitude.
You know, it's funny, when we look at attitude today, we talk about how we transmit attitudes. They now say that 70% of our communication is nonverbal. When you leave and go back to the office, when you walk in, you're going to transmit some type of attitude. I mean, when I ran up here and took the platform, I looked out and made eye contact, and some of you transmitted your attitude. Dr. Metcalf in Atlanta, Georgia, teaches nonverbal communication, and he says 70% of our communication is nonverbal. 70% is attitude. I mean, I ran up here, and I looked out and made eye contact. And some of you looked at me as if to say, that's the speaker. Well, he doesn't even look anything like the last speaker. No, he looks more like a basketball player to me, Harry. And I am. And I'm good.
Keith's keynote address, Attitude is Everything, has traveled the globe. His books, audio and video presentations, and products continue to inspire and motivate countless millions of people, both personally and professionally. Whether on the stage, via the pages of a book, or person to person, Keith's contagious enthusiasm and humor have helped us all embrace change, improve our lives, and make a difference.
If you're stressed out because of negative attitude, I read last week, the article in USA Today said go out and get a dog. Go buy a dog if you're stressed out. It said a dog is actually better for you than a spouse. I ain't going there right now. It said a spouse loves you so much that sometimes a spouse will criticize, and the worst thing you need if you're stressed is criticism. A dog will never criticize. How many people have a dog? That's probably the reason why you're a champion. How many people have seen a dog before? They said a dog will give you something that you won't give yourself. Who can tell me what it is? Unconditional love. No strings attached. I'm going to love you. Whether you're making your numbers or not, I'm going to love you. How many people have a dog? Stand up if you have one. Take a look at these people. If you don't have a dog, find out where they live and go to their house. I thank my dad for allowing me to have a dog. My dog taught me how to sell. My dog taught me how to be positive. I had my dog for 17 years. Her name was Tasha. She used to watch TV with me, never once asked for the remote. I know some of you out there going, when are you going to talk about cats? I read just the other day, if you have a cat in your house, your cholesterol level is lower than the average person because they give off a peace, a serenity, a calmness. But that's a whole unique attitude. You ever see a cat walking through the living room? Here, kitty, kitty, here, kitty, kitty. Here, kitty, kitty, here, kitty, kitty. You better call the dumb dog. And then they go over to your litter box, they do their business, they jump out, they look at you, clean that up. Repeat after me. Repeat after me. I'm going to love myself. I'm going to love my teammates. I'm going to love my family unconditionally. Give yourself a round of applause. Unconditional, unconditional, unconditional.
Preferring to act rather than worry, to exercise faith rather than fear, Keith encouraged others not to waste time thinking negative thoughts or on imaginations about things for which they have no control. Here, Keith shares how to stay focused on the goal, how to grow beyond worry. He also shares how to handle disappointment, how to move on to something new, perhaps something even greater.
You got to lighten up and not tighten up. Don't worry about what you can't control. Some of you are worried too much. Are there any benefits of worrying? No. Worrying is nothing but a negative form of meditation. Dr. Charles Mayo is a Harvard psychologist. He stated years ago, 40% of your worries have already happened. 30% never will. 12% are about unfound health conditions, and 10% make up daily nothings. I've got people at Merck right now spending 92% of their day worrying for no good reason. Rule number 1, don't sweat the small stuff. Rule number 2, it's all small stuff. You get focused. This is your year for extraordinary growth. Does that make sense? And the only way you're going to grow is you got to change. You can't grow doing the same old things the same old way, expecting a different result. You got to change. And when you change, the only thing that changes is you. Sometimes that changes everything.
Keith, a devoted Christian, faithfully attended the First AME Church of Seattle as a young man. After moving to Atlanta, Keith joined World Changers Church International. Keith used every opportunity to speak the life of the Word of God to his audiences in a way they would understand and receive. Keith desired all men, women, boys, and girls to have a personal relationship with God through Jesus Christ. It was not uncommon for him to pray with someone during a flight and later send them a Bible, or call on friends to continue encouraging someone with whom he had just led to the Lord. Keith believed in giving. Generosity was an integral part of his nature. He enjoyed giving of his time, resources, and talents to motivate others to achieve their very best.
You see, garbage in, garbage stays. If it gets in, I've got something called a PAI, a personal attitude interrupt. I am personally responsible for my attitude. So here's what I do. I physically move my body in a certain way to help change my thinking. I take my right hand, I put it to my forehead, I go, voop! I throw it down, boom! I stomp my foot, boom. I know it looks a little hokey. I know you're on TV right now going, is he serious about this? Go ahead, take your right hand, put it to your forehead. Well, if your left hand, put your left hand up. If you're at home, put any hand up. Do me a favor, go like this. Whoop! Well, you got to have some sound effects. Not coming out with a little wimpy old fo-fo-fo. Come on, put some bass on it now. This is trash you're taking out. Go like this. Whoop! Go like this. Boom! Stomp your foot. That's all you got to do. Time you step out there, you step up to help somebody's life. Doesn't get any better than that, am I right? Focus on the word when. You can't spell success without you. God only made one of you. You're the best at what you do. You're blessed to be a blessing. Give yourself a round of applause. You're good. You're blessed. What I want is to make a difference.
Thank you. I accept this award with a tremendous attitude of gratitude. I first want to thank my Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. I want to thank Randy and the selection committee. I want to thank the speaker's office, my management company. Holly's present, but I want to thank Jennifer and Cassie and Michelle and Kelly and all my SO speakers. A lot of you are present. I thank you for your support, your wisdom, your motivation. I love you, and thanks for being a blessing. I've been approached and I bumped into a lot of my speaker friends. Thanks for coaching me throughout my career. Thanks for speaking the truth. The truth is the only thing that will set you free. I've seen my business partners and my speaker bureaus. I thank you for allowing me just to be part of your team. And finally, to everyone here, we're all blessed to be a blessing. Today I thank you for blessing me.
Keith's life has made a difference. Today we celebrate his global and local legacy of hope, inspiration, and promise through his example of a positive attitude in action. Thank you, Keith. We love and appreciate you. You will be missed.
5 seconds, 5 seconds. I want the audience here. 5 seconds, let it go. Ready, ready, ready. Go, give me 5, give me 5. Come on, come on, come on, come on. Give it to me, give it to me, give it to me. Woo! Wow, wow. Boy, give yourself a round of applause. That was good. Woo! Man, that was good. Wow. We're going to take the best and we're going to make it better. We're going to take the best and make it better. I can feel some negative vibes. I can feel some people going, they got more people. I don't have the right supermarkets. I don't have enough wholesalers. I don't have the right locations. Repeat after me. I've got what it takes to win. I got an attitude. I'm ready to attack. When I ask, are you ready? Use the power of your voice and shout out, yes. Are you ready? I got some people over here going, I think they won. Yeah. 5 seconds, 5 seconds. Here we go. Ready, ready. Go, give it to me, give it to me. Come on, give it to me. 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 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 5. That's it. That's it. That's it. Woo. Okay, that's it. Woo. Wow. Woo. Wow. Woo. Wow. I didn't know what to do. Three women coming in, I go, I surrender, I surrender.